On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
So good, so good, so good.
Ready to rack to school and save big? Get to your Nordstrom Rack store today for thousands of deals from just $20.
Because I want to look fresh.
How did I not know Rack has Adidas?
I got a new backpack.
Score everyone's favorite denim, sneakers, boots, and activewear from Nike, Levi's, Steve Madden, Madewell, and Free People. Great brands, great prices. Everyone's got a reason to rack. Shop Nordstrom Rack and make it the best school year ever.
This Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are back to switch things up in Disney's Freakier Friday.
Totally, yes.
It's an absolute riot.
Woo!
And the only movie that can be described as
So much weirder than the last time.
What last time?
it's the frequel
You ready?
we've been waiting for.
That absolutely slays.
What deeply out of touch old person came up with that?
You did.
Wow.
Don't miss the comedy event of the summer for all ages. Disney's Freakier Friday in theaters this Friday. Get tickets now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Pie in the Sky Media. This series contains adult language and descriptions of graphic violence throughout. Listener discretion is advised.
Three, two, one. Welcome back, Murder Chronicles Nation, to another bonus episode of the Murder Chronicles. My name's Branden. I produce the show with the lovely and talented Carolyn Osorio. Hello, Carolyn.
Hey, Branden. Hey, Brando.
Happy late Mother's Day. And to all your mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. We've got a great episode today about a terrible, murderous mother for your Mother's Day entertainment.
I know, right? As
What
I
a
was putting it together, I was
wreck.
like, wow, this is the timing on this is kind of like,
Perfect. Yeah.
I know.
Wonderful, wonderful timing. Before we get into that, did you have a good week?
I had a great week. What about you?
Yeah. Normal, busy, good. I'm feeling a little bit excited now about some prospects coming down the pike. So things are feeling creative, feeling good. So you had a good week. Kids are good.
Oh, yeah. Kids are great.
All
Yeah.
right.
They can taste summer on the horizon.
I know.
Literally every day they're doing the countdown of like, Mom, 27 more days. I'm like, yeah.
We're going back
What
to
are we gonna do?
we're going back to Yellowstone this summer, my family.
Nice.
Yeah, we went last year for the first time and we loved it. Can't wait. Really can't wait. It's so great up there. Have you
Part of
been?
that too was your X marks the spot.
Yeah, that's right. That
It's
was the
funny
whole
because
only reason.
I remember when you were like bragging of like, hey, I got an RV and we drove down. And then all of a sudden I'm listening to X marks the spot. And it's like, you're looking for treasure.
Well, first of all, I don't brag about things. I might have been a little proud of my
You were hanging your hat on that like nobody's business. Like, I am like my RV and
I was flexing but my dad muscles there a little bit. I rented the Winnebago and drove the family to a national park. Yes. And I wasn't treasure hunting per se. I was trying to walk in the footsteps of someone who buried treasure up there, a treasure that had been found a few years prior. And I had just spent so much time and research, and writing and narrating and editing and doing everything for X Marks the Spot that I had to scratch that itch, and it was so worth it. It was such a beautiful place on the planet. I actually was in awe of the beauty of the place. And I don't really get that mushy about nature ever, but holy shit.
Was that you being mushy?
That was me being mushy. I mean, it's such an incredible place. It's tough to describe, but anyway, I suggest everybody go if you can. But anyway, so let's jump into the bushy-haired stranger, which was oddly my nickname in high school, but it's weird.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
But the bushy
Boy,
hair
that leaves something to be desired.
No, but think about it. I mean, that right there is a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
How so?
That's how you would describe somebody, a bushy-haired stranger. You know, I don't know if just something about that just screen has a overall kind of layer of it of being disingenuous and like something that you make up.
Remember last week when you were giving me a hard time about the drifter?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is the drifter, the bushy-haired stranger, the person who doesn't belong.
Yeah, the faceless, yeah. Toxic male with a gun.
Right.
And he hates kids and dogs and old people and was shooting everybody. Right. Like, whoa, just everything bad you could imagine. You know, surprised she didn't say, and a minority or whatever. You know,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm shocked that she did.
Me too. It's the only thing box she didn't check.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But you used some interesting language in your writing in this one that I liked. First, you said that she had an awkward affair with a coworker at a place where she worked with her husband.
Well, I mean, that is the ultimate, right?
The ultimate awkward, like, yeah, it's that guy over there. Let's have lunch. Let's not go to the break room today, honey. He's still over there. And they stayed together.
I mean, how cruel is that? Where you're working in the same place as your spouse and you're like, I like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And to the point, I don't know. Listen,
there has to be some kind of like narcissism involved in that, where it's like, screw everybody else. I want that. I'm going to get that. I really don't care. And I don't care who knows about it. And that's who I am. Right.
Or she's a sociopath and just doesn't really have a sense of right and wrong. And like, oh, I want it, so therefore I should have it. And consequences be damned, maybe, or not even thinking about consequences. Or I don't know. I'm not a cheater, so I don't know about, you know, do you try, was she even trying to keep it secret? Was she discovered, or, you know, did she spill the beans or have an attack of conscience?
I don't know. And this is like where I want to tread lightly, because I don't want to, like, there was one thing that I had read where she was kicked out of her college because for promiscuity. And I just thought that, you know, that just seems so like, I don't even know what that is. And like, I don't want to paint that picture.
Well, I mean, it's slut shaming, to use the parlance of our times.
Of course. Of course. And so, you know, you could say, I just don't even want to go down that road. I mean, clearly she like has no problem going after this guy when her husband is right there. I mean, that's pretty, I think it says it all, right?
Agreed. So then you get into the reenactment. I'm sorry. Nope. Reenactments later. What I meant to say was the telling of the crime as she described it. You bring us through it as if it actually happened. Okay. Yeah. Where she likes taking back roads in scenic Oregon in the middle of the night. Okay. Good. Great. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. And so she's in this back road with her 3 young kids who had fallen asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What you could say is she waited for her kids to fall asleep before she pulled off this crime. But we'll get to that. So according to her, she's taking a nice, you know, fun pleasure cruise drive down a back road in Oregon in the middle of the night with her kids asleep, and she stops for a bushy-haired stranger because he's got a gun.
Right.
He wants the car. She says no. Get out of the car. Okay, give me the keys. She says no. She tricks him by pretending to throw the keys.
Right.
He bites and runs into the bushes, which allows her to get back in the car. He figures out her ruse and then comes up to the car blazing.
Yeah.
She shoots all 3 of the kids.
Well, no, this was actually, there was 2 different situations. Okay. The first thing is that she stops and she doesn't just roll down her window and be like, hey, are you okay? You know, what she does is she gets out of the car.
Right.
And then when he wants her keys and she's like, no. And then that's when he shoots the 3 kids. Right. So then he stops and then he's like, give me your keys again. And she's like, no. And then she throws, pretends to throw. And then he's like stunned for a second. And then she slides.
She gets in. Right.
Right.
And then he shoots her just in the right arm.
In the forearm. Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, according to her, she hauls ass to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then here's where, if there weren't already some red flags, right?
Mm-hmm.
When she beseeches the Almighty,
I know.
If they die, they die. Just don't let them suffer. What the fuck? Okay.
I don't. Even as I was saying it, like I was like, I don't even. And I have my prowess with acting is.
I do. Do I ever? Yes.
And I was like, I everything that I'm saying, it sounds like a joke because it's not a joke, but it seems like, would someone actually say this? I can't picture it
out loud
in front of people when your children are, one of them has already passed and the other 2 are on death's door. Like, I just can't imagine that. You know what I mean?
Let's for a second, because I always love doing this shit, right?
Yeah.
Put yourself in her shoes emotionally at that moment, right?
I tried to. That's what I'm saying.
No. Like the real version.
Oh, the real version, right?
The real version where she expected all the kids to be dead.
Yeah.
And oh fuck, wait a minute. There are 2 people alive that know what happened. What the fuck are these people doing? Why? You know what I mean? You know how like when you're a kid and you're caught in a lie and you know it, and it's about to you're about to get punished, you're about to be found out, you're about to whatever. That's how she is as an adult, but with something so much worse than whatever we did as kids. Like she shot her 3 children.
Yeah.
She didn't expect them to survive. Yeah.
When I put myself in that moment in time, and as if she did it, and still the number one thing on her mind is Nick. It is not these children. It is not how she's acting. I feel like she's thinking about this guy, and she's not even putting the energy into giving a performance that one might actually believe. No. Right. It's this obsession with this guy. And I think that was the sole focus. Like, this is what I have to do. And now I'm going to go be with Nick.
What was Nick's deal? I mean, was he like this real like prize?
I have no idea. I never saw a picture. This guy was like, don't take my picture. I don't want to be like,
nothing to do with this.
I don't want anyone to know.
Also, right. Nick also married. And so Diane was his affair.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like they were working at the post office together, and she was just like, hey, and doing what she did. And he was next to her. And I think that it just, in a moment of weakness, and I don't want to like in a moment of weakness like that. I don't even.
No, it takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to tango.
It takes 2 to tango. Exactly.
He saw it as a very different, probably a one-time, moment of passion. Okay, great. Now let's move on. We got that out of our system. Cool. But she was like very attached.
Well, I don't want to jump ahead, but I think that it's important to say it here. I mean, I think she knew what to do with these other men. I mean, she goes up to the other guy with the 5th and like, hey, just like, okay, and then the other guy. Is that
your move? Because you've done it a few times. Hey.
I don't even have a move for this because like I don't cheat. So I don't even know what that would look like.
I don't know if hey works.
I know.
Just to be honest, neither of us are out there, but I don't think that works. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Kids these days.
Oh my gosh. Okay, listen. I know I sound like Wanda from like
right? I didn't think you would get that reference. Oh gosh, Jamie Foxx.
I think that
Really?
that's what
Hey, word up.
I think that's what I'm thinking, because it's so over the top. I can't even, I
Yeah.
mean, for me, it's like when I look at my younger self on what my move might be, it would be nothing like that, because
Right.
I'm into the play of the whole thing and meeting someone and like,
The chase.
so
Sure.
that chase, the like going back and forth, all of that.
Sure.
It's not like a fifth and like showing up at someone's door and just being like, I'm not going to say hey.
Hey. Well, hold on. So let's get back to this for a minute. So I should have said her. Diane Downs is her name. That's who we're talking about. And what I'm surprised at, I wrote a big note down. So she gets into the actual reenactment with law enforcement. We're like, all right, show us what happened. Mm-hmm. And when you hear that clip of her, she sounds like she's getting into a fucking roller coaster. She's like having fun and she's laughing and she's like, oh my God. And, woo. Yeah. And then it struck me, I'm like, no lawyer yet for any of this. She didn't have a lawyer there. Mm-hmm. She didn't have a lawyer during questioning. She didn't have a fucking attorney at a reenactment of a crime scene where she's a suspect. I find that really odd and also weirdly confident on her end. She's like, don't need a lawyer, didn't do anything wrong. Don't need one, didn't do anything wrong. But she never said that. There was just never any mention of any counsel for her at any time.
We'll be back after a quick break.
This episode is brought to you by the world's first reposado from Tequila Herradura. Made with slow-cooked, hand-harvested agave sealed into oak barrels and aged 11 months. Before being enjoyed in your glass. Experience the world's first reposado. Tequila Herradura. Please drink responsibly. Responsibility.org. Tequila Herradura. 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by Brown-Forman, Louisville, Kentucky. Herradura is a registered trademark. Copyright 2025 Brown-Forman Corporation.
It's Wednesday, Addams. I see you're trying to distract yourself from your own banal thoughts. Let me help. Here's a recording thing made of my latest root canal.
Wednesday, Season 2, begins August 6th, only on Netflix.
I feel like when you hear that other interview with these detectives and they're doing that hardcore interview, and she's just like, it's so much insight between the guys like, Diane, you're up to bat. What are you gonna, like it's an interrogation that was just like unhinged. I felt like from the get-go, right?
Yeah.
It's not what you would expect.
She was very defiant. The cops were like completely abandoning their professionalism.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go drinking with you,
Cool, man.
You're not my buddies. I wouldn't go drinking with you.
It was crazy. It was crazy. All right. So they didn't have any attorneys. So she didn't have an attorney. She was 100% going to say that almost hurt more than when I shot myself in the arm. 100% that. And she caught herself there, but that's what she was going to say. Okay. And everybody knows it. But so, all right. So this guy, Nick Knickerbocker, really? Okay. Okay. So from Arizona, which wasn't the trailer park affair, correct?
No.
Right.
Mm-hmm. This is totally different.
And I don't mean trailer park. I mean the factory where they built trailers where she worked with her husband.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when we spoke earlier on the phone, I was going to say something that I found interesting about this. You told me to save it for here. A really interesting insight, psychological insight into this. The interviewee at the end where she felt that kids were replaceable. Like she didn't really feel this maternal protective instinct. It was much more, early proto-human history where kids kind of were replaceable because so few survived childbirth. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like I've read a ton about this. There's this great James Michener book called The Source, which just follows early human history through kind of the connective tissue is Judaism from its early, like human days, right? Like all the way up through. And there were things where like you were expected to sacrifice your firstborn to the fire god and all. And they go through this really interesting anecdotal story about that just throw the kid through the stone ring into fire and then you'll have a good harvest. And it's okay because you could go have more. And that's kind of like how she was behaving. And so to the point where in some of these stories or some of these psychological kind of overviews that you were reading about early human society is that if you're a young woman with young kids, and your husband dies, like in a hunt or in an accident or whatever, and you need a man to survive back then, or you would die, right? And so if the other available man wants you but doesn't want your kids, you kill your kids and you make new ones with him. Because
I think it's like the Lion Society.
Yes, he is more important to your survival.
Mm-hmm. You know? So in this instance, what I feel about her is different in that I feel like she had children because it filled her up with something. Like she loved being pregnant. She loved that feeling of going through that. And it's really narcissistic that you could bring this child into the world. And then she really didn't want to take care of it. You know, so it was like she was totally, it's like a weird narcissism where it's like being filled up by this baby and just the whole idea of bringing this child into the world, but then the actual parenting and sacrificing and all those things that are required, she really wasn't interested. And she was fertile enough to think like, yeah, you know, I'll just make more.
Gosh. And so try and put yourself in her shoes where you have to pretend that you want your daughter to get better when the last thing you want is your daughter to get better, because she was the third one that you shot. So she was awake and knows exactly what the fuck happened and can finger you for it. Right. And that's it. And so this young, poor girl goes through all this occupational therapy to be able to learn how to speak again. And really fascinating with the trust building. Write it down and we burn it. I won't even look at it. No, nothing. I don't care. I just need you to get comfortable with me and to get it out. And when finally, oh man, and that was great writing on your, yeah, my mom. Oh,
I know. That's what makes me wonder about, like, I don't like, I've heard, and I don't know if I'm going to explain this perfectly, but like a sociopath, the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath is, my understanding of it is that, you know, a sociopath knows the difference between right and wrong and all of that. Whereas a psychopath knows that they should act a certain way, but they really don't care. Like they don't care. They don't, you know, they just don't, it's whatever they want and they can't fake it. Right. Yeah. And I feel like the whole thing with when she visited her daughter was that, you know, she probably thought that she's acting like she cares and maybe doesn't realize like how off she is, because in all these interviews, it's like, how could you think that this is going to be okay? Like, right. How can you think what you're saying is going to resonate with people? You know, like it's the reverse of that.
Yeah.
Like all those interviews where she's like, why would I bring her to the hospital? Why would I bring the witness? She doesn't even say my kids.
I know. Why would I? No, I know.
It's like no maternal instinct whatsoever.
Or at least no PR savvy whatsoever. You know, no, that's not any way to attract any kind of sympathy from a potential fucking jury pool, right?
Right. I
Nothing.
think that, you know, she obviously wanted the attention. Like, I just don't know why she didn't become like an actor or something like that, where she's constantly in the spotlight and getting attention and getting to do whatever she wanted. I don't know why she had to bring children into this whole mix.
Well, I'll tell you the most chilling part of the episode for me was when there was a witness that saw the car driving really slow.
Mm-hmm.
She was letting her fucking kids bleed out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, she was committed to what she was going to do.
I mean, all of it's awful, but that part.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised to hear that her kids were adopted by the prosecutor. That was an interesting wrinkle, right? Really, really interesting wrinkle.
So glad.
And then she went full OJ when she escaped. She goes, I'm finding the bushy-haired fucking stranger. I'm gonna make that motherfucker pay. Like when OJ was out looking for the real killer on every golf course in North America. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I just can't believe, like, it just shows her, like, you can see that conversation going down with her cellmate, and just like, yeah, the woman's like, my husband, he moved here so he can be closer to me.
Yeah, and he lives right a few blocks away. She goes, oh, clocks that shit, right? Escapes from jail and just goes and bangs this guy for a week. What the fuck?
I know, but the fact that it worked, the fact that she could just go up and do her move on the front stoop and just be like, hey, I know I'm gonna keep doing this all day long.
Do her move. God, so we've got like 4 dudes she pulled the hey move on, right?
I know, exactly.
The trailer guy.
Well, like you reenact it. I mean, what
male
what
guy?
No, I want you to reenact her move. Like, what do you think it was?
Hold on. But here's the thing. You have to remember one thing. We're different in that I'm a dude, and you don't need a move for a dude. Okay. The mood needs to be, the dude needs to know that you're willing. And honestly, for most guys, like that'll be it. Because look what she did. Look what she did.
I know,
on her fucking mail route. She just goes to a house and it's like, hey, I have booze and you look like you need a friend. I'm horny. Oh, okay. Fuck it. Come on in. And she gets pregnant.
I can't believe that you're making fun of my move when yours is even less.
That's not my move. What I'm saying is that's all.
Well, I want to hear your move. What would your move have been if you were?
I've got moves. Are you kidding?
I know. What was it?
I have moves. We don't have time here for the tapestry of the moves that I possess. Are you kidding?
But that's the thing. Her moves were basic, like
because she didn't need them. Because men are morons. That's what I'm saying. She didn't need moves. She just needed to somehow project, I will let you have sex with me. And guys are like, come on in, male lady with your bottle of whiskey. Oh, hey, escaped felon that knows my wife in jail. Sure, I'll harbor a fugitive for 10 days. Because men are fucking idiots. We are.
It seems like she would have to have something more than just your move, which is, hey, like.
No, you'd think that, but listen, I would challenge you to try it on a strange dude out in the supermarket, and you'll be like, holy shit, Brandon's right. But don't because you'll be successful. I'm just telling you how it is with men.
I guess it surprised me, like, that this continued to work for her.
Yeah.
And how she knew that it would.
Yeah.
Right. And it did.
Yep. It did. Listen, okay. So I met my wife. We were working at a restaurant together. Okay. Really nice, very popular restaurant in Hollywood. And I was a busboy. She was a server. Okay.
Oh boy, you were really trending up, weren't you?
I was 100%. You're damn right I was. Punching above my weight class, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, and one night, the manager of the restaurant comes up to me, wonderful, beautiful guy. We were all really good friends. You know how when you work at a restaurant, you become like a family, right? And he comes up and he goes, be careful. I'm like, why? And he kind of points across the restaurant and to this very attractive younger woman, a little older than me. I was 23 at the time, so she was maybe 25. Okay. Kind of drunk. And I said, why be careful? He goes, because she came up to me and said, what time are the busboy shifts done? Because I'm going to take that busboy home with me. Right. And I was dating my wife, like she's my girlfriend. So I'm like, there's no way I'm doing it. But what I'm saying is that if I were a single guy, that's all that it would take. If it was different, if I was in a different situation, like that kind of willingness, when normally the man is jumping through all of these hoops, which I think is right and is justifiable, and it should be the chase and the courtship and all of that, because a woman's affection needs to be earned 100%. If there's an opportunity for it just to be easy, whoa, great. And it looks like that was Diane's go-to move.
That was definitely her go-to move.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I was thinking about how when you were in a previous episode when we were talking about the woman who's like, hey, when in the swinger one, and you were like, ripcord. So you're not exactly 100% going for it every time.
Yes, I concede that. Yes, but what I'm saying is that
you're just trying to be like Mr. Cool Guy, like, yeah, I would be down for anything.
No, trying just to be honest, if anyone is wondering how this woman was able to get away with this, dudes listening are like, okay, I get it. Right? And women maybe are like, what's going on? Because I hope listen, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I totally do. I just like watching you squirm.
No, what I'm saying is that when it comes to that kind of situation, women are coming from a very, very powerful position, willing to call the shots and to give the green light. Great. Guys will generally go along, so
I just think that it's not really power, though. I mean, it is.
Oh, no. It's hollow. It's fleeting.
It's so hollow.
Yeah.
It's so hollow.
And for her, it was transactional.
And that's what she was about. She was a hollow person.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yep. Wow. So, oh man, and then who was the last guy that you interviewed?
Ken Lanning.
Ken Lanning. Jesus, this guy, he just rips off these anecdotes that are so fucking sad. Like he's given a grocery list. Like I was completely listening and was like, oh, and we were going after the mom. And what actually happened was the kid drowned in his fucking diaper and washed up on the riverbank. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Warn me about this, because that fucking crushed me.
It's a detachment. He's very detached, which is
exactly.
It's hard to hear, but it's also kind of like he really knows his stuff in terms of
that level of detachment. Oof, my goodness, that got me. That shocked me. But the guy's, you're right. He knows exactly what he's talking about. So Diane Downs gets convicted.
Mm-hmm.
Murder, 2 counts of attempted murder. Gets life plus 50. She goes over the wall. She gets busted again. So they had 5 years on. She was up, and she's been denied parole for going on 15 years now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're up every year once you're eligible.
I don't think, maybe it's like every 3 years or something. I don't think it's every year. But,
my entire knowledge of the criminal justice system is based on the Shawshank Redemption. So I just figured it was,
That's a good one.
Every year.
Did Dufresne? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh man. So she's, I don't see her getting out, right?
Well, there's a lot of people that actually think that she's innocent. I was talking to someone that I wanted to interview for the podcast, and they were like, I don't want to, because there's people who actually believe that she's innocent.
And people believe in the bushy-haired stranger fairy tale?
I just, I didn't go into it too much, because it's like, well, I mean, people can think a lot of different things, but clearly, I know what I believe based on, I don't know.
I listen, and I understand why we hear from the guy at the end just to kind of give us some pause to not rush to judgment, because people grieve differently. Like, I get it.
I do too.
But looking at this one now, the daughter saying mom did it.
Yeah.
Okay. The witness watching this car drive fucking 7 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With the kids bleeding out in the back, how she was like concerned about, the blood stains in her car and all of that. Just, and I know what I just caught myself, because I was about to say she wasn't worried about the correct things, but who am I to say what the correct things are when someone's in their grief? It's personal. I get it. So I want to avoid saying that. However, it's impossible to ignore those facts. And
I think that the opposition would say, oh, well, the little girl was completely coerced, and remember that happened and I'm not defending Diane Downs. I believe that she did it. I mean, I do. But I think that, like in the case with that little girl who, with that guy that went away for like 7 years and Clarence, and he was innocent and she was coerced,
right.
So I think that, if somebody wants to believe that someone's, innocent when they're guilty, they're just going to believe it,
right.
they're going to have their own story. And I think that that's what that is here.
Well, the best system that we have, jury of her peers convicted her. So that's not that that's perfect. It's an imperfect science, of course, but what else do we have? But, well, I think she fucking did it. So
I do too. I mean, I do too, but I do think that it's interesting to think about the confirmation bias and also like people are convicted, you really need that evidence because so many times, like just because they act weird and just because it doesn't mean they did it. And you need to have that connection to it. You need to, they need to do, it's innocent until proven guilty. And I think that when you put yourself in the situation and think, oh, well, that's how I would want people to judge me is based on evidence and not confirmation bias, like for whatever reason.
Wow. All right. Well, as always, excellent episode. You find some real fucking gems of humanity. I'll tell you what. Well done. I'm launching a crusade to find the bushy-haired stranger up in the Pacific Northwest. I think he might.
I'm looking at him right now.
I think he might be Bigfoot, to be honest. If you think about it, you've never seen them together, have you? Nope. Mm-hmm. Nope. So I think Bigfoot did it.
Wait a second. You don't believe in anything. You don't.
Bigfoot carries a Bigfoot carries a 22. Okay.
Well, so does Diane Downs.
So does Diane Downs. Absolutely. Yeah, I need a haircut. You're right. Remember when my hair was really long? I missed that. Okay.
I just remember there was like this little tiny ponytail that you had.
No, because I would fold it over on itself. It was actually like this long and I would like fold it up in a little bun. Yeah, I was that guy. I still had my COVID hair. I didn't go to a barber for 2.5 years, but now I'm all sleek now. Look at this.
No, I know. It's like COVID really, like women weren't wearing bras. Like I still have to kind of get back into that thing where I can't just be like, hey.
No, I was on
from now on.
I was on a Zoom today. There was this big network and I was like wearing a sweatshirt and a baseball hat, but whatever. It's all.
I know that sweatshirt. It's the Brooklyn one. It's great.
Thank you.
I've been looking at it for the last year and a half.
Yeah, that's my go-to. I'm so comfortable in that. I know. I got to get some new clothes.
I mean, what is that? I need to ask you about it. Is it like your Mr. Rogers thing? Like, okay, I'm going to go record. Let me put it on.
No, it's like my afternoon kind of sweatshirt.
That's the thing. It totally is.
It yeah. Okay, maybe it's
tennis shoes?
It's my Mr. Rogers, cardigan, indoor cardigan, maybe version of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very comfortable. I love it. I wash it all the time, and it's not like it stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great shirt. All right. Let's wrap this up. Great job. Anything for next week? You want to give us a little preview or no?
I just love keeping you guessing.
All right. Terrific. Well, until then, Murder Chronicles Nation, thank you for spending time with us today. Please consider patronizing the great companies that support our show. And please, if you have a moment, head on over to Apple Podcasts and give us a rating and a review. It helps more than you know. Carolyn, anything you'd like to add?
I think it's absolutely amazing. Our listeners are so loyal, and we are almost at our 1 million download mark, which is great because we hope to have some social media stuff coming out soon.
Yeah, that is very exciting. Congrats! I'll give you an early congrats on 1 million downloads because we'll probably get it next week. So congratulations!
Thank you. Congratulations! I think you're a part of that. So
it's been a fun ride.
Your wonderful personality.
Quick ride. 30 we'll hit 1 million downloads by 35 episodes. It's great.
Yeah.
Really great. Congratulations. All right. Murder Chronicles Nation, thank you. Until next week, stay safe out there.
Bye.
The Murder Chronicles is a pie-in-the-sky production recorded live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We are produced by Brandon Morgan and myself, music by Soundstripe. For Pie in the Sky Media, I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host. Thanks for listening.